welcome back. Today we are going to be learning how to do backward crossovers. I know a lot of you have been asking for this, and well, here it finally is. Now, we're going to start out with a beginner version of the backward crossover, just like we did with the forward crossovers. And if you haven't learned those, check out the link up above. For these backward crossovers, we're going to want to find a circle. Generally, rinks have these big hockey circles, and those are a great guide for getting started with your crossovers, so let's head over. So now that we're on the circle, keep in mind when you're working with crossovers, either forwards or backwards, your upper body should face the circle. So if you see, I have my outside hand in front and my inside hand in back, just like those forward crossovers. But this time, instead of facing forward, we're going to be turning our upper body and looking backwards over the inside hand. The first exercise we're going to be doing is our half swizzles. So we're going to keep our body lined up over the line. So that means our knee, our hip, our shoulder are all staying right over that inside line. And then we're going to take our outside hand and outside leg and pump. So we're staying lined up, and we're going to start with some half swizzles pumping around the circle. This can be tough to do, keeping your head turned and not having your whole body turn. So for now, what you're working on is getting a nice twist in your body and pumping and trying to keep really, really steady. And of course, just like everything else, you want to copy this and go the other way. So again, you're just putting your other hand on that circle, looking over your inside shoulder and pumping, practicing being balanced on both feet. All right, so that first exercise is the half pumping around the circle. Once you've mastered that, we can add some one-foot glides. So we pump and we lift that outside foot. Pump and just lift that foot straight up. You're getting used to balancing on one foot with your upper body twisted so that you can look behind you and see where you're going. And of course, we're going to try that both directions. Pump and lift, pump and lift. Crossovers lift both feet. So once you have gotten used to lifting the outside foot with that pumping, you have to practice shifting your weight and lifting the inside foot. So we're going to pump and then shift our weight and lift the inside foot. So we pump, shift the weight, lift the inside foot. It's a little bit more challenging, but very important. So our three backward crossovers exercises are half swizzles lifting the outside foot, and then half swizzles lifting the inside foot, all of which maintaining a strong core and a rotation on the circle with your head looking back behind you over the inside hand. That's the most important thing about all those exercises. Once you have those down, you can do a full crossover, and that's going to look like this. Pump with the outside foot, lift it up, cross it over to the inside so your feet are completely reversed. Then that foot is going to come from the back, and you're going to replace it onto the inside line. Pump with the outside, cross over, make them nice and reversed, and then lift that inside foot out. Pump, cross, release. Pump, cross, release. And of course, we want to practice that entire move both directions. So now we're going to turn our body the other way on the circle, looking over that inside hand, pump with the outside foot, cross it over, take that back foot out, and replace it on the circle. Pump, cross, release. Pump, cross, release. So that is your beginner crossover. One of the skills you're learning is how to balance on one foot on the circle and maintain that nice, strong core. Once you have that down, you could move on to a more advanced crossover. This one is going to use something we call a cutback, and it's going to look like this. You're still going to have your pump, but then your foot crosses over instead of lifting up. So let's go over that in a little bit more detail. Okay, so to break down this more advanced crossover, instead of pumping and lifting, we're using more action with the leg on the inside of the circle, kind of a scooping motion, I like to think of it. So we still have our upper body the same way, on that circle looking over the inside hand. But instead of really using most of the motion on the outside leg, I'm going to reach with my inside leg. Get a little bit of momentum here. So I'm going to take my inside leg, reach out, I'm making an A-frame with my legs, and then it's going to push and scoop under. So I'm reaching and then scooping under. You have to make sure that you're pushing with the outside edge on this side and not catching the toe pick. So that's one of the skills that is a little tougher on this. So you reach, push under, and push off of that outside edge. If you watched my forward crossover tutorial, you'll have seen me teach you how to do an undercut spiral. That skill is going to apply to this move as well, where your legs are crossed and you're leaning in. The only difference is we're doing it backwards this time. So we cross and we lean in. All right, you can practice this just like we learned on the forward crossover, and it'll help you with this back crossover skill as well. So the first motion of this more advanced back crossover is that scooping motion with the leg on the inside of the circle. The second motion is going to be sliding your outside foot horizontally across you. So you've scooped, and then the outside foot is going to turn and slide horizontally. Okay, so if you can see that, it's pumping. The heel turns in towards the circle and slides on the outside edge. Pump, turn horizontally and slide across. Pump, turn horizontally and slide across. You can see it's really easy to catch these toes together. So you have to make sure you get a really steep turn so you don't knock yourself over with your own foot. So now you have that scooping motion with the inside edge and that cut across motion with the outside foot. It's going to take a while for this to feel natural, but once you do, you can really work on reaching as far as you can with that inside edge, and that's where your power is going to come from. Reach as far as you can. Reach. Scoop as much ice up as you can between your feet. You're going to really need to lean into the circle to get that power. But boy, is that fun. Once you master these, you feel like you're flying around the ice. So spend some time, get up to where you can really move a lot of ice with that inside leg, and you will feel like a pro. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, give us that thumbs up, and I look forward to reading your comments down below. If you haven't yet, hit that red subscribe button down below so you can see all my videos when they come out. And of course, till next time, you can check out this video right over here.